Students, how was your IM paper? First IA is concerned. It was easy.
Yes, sir. Quite easy, sir.
I have not yet evaluated, but some of the students have done some minor mistakes. The thing is, they've not written the question number and all. So for that, I have put 0 because there is no question number which is mentioned. Right. So in spite of telling the question number should be properly mentioned and it has to be written neatly, some of the students have written. We cannot even read that. So ensure that it should be neat. The question number should be proper. Then only we can evaluate and give you full marks. Otherwise, it's very difficult for us to evaluate. Okay. Students, can anyone tell me, can you see the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students. Now, what all we have studied in investment management, we will have a quick recap of the things what we have covered. Well, in Unit 1, which was a completely theoretical module, we discussed the basics. What do you mean by investment, the attributes, the economic versus the financial investment. Then we understood the difference between investment and speculation. Then we even understood the features of good investment. Correct? Then we understood the difference between the primary market and the secondary market. Right? So we understood one thing in Unit 1. Please understand, students. So investment, when we speak about investment, it is from the long-term point of view. It is not that you put some money today and get the returns on the same day. That is called as what? Trading. Right? So investment is for long-term and trading is for short-term. So this is what we have understood from Unit 1. I'm repeating once again. Investment is for long-term and trading is for short-term. Then we even understood the various types of stock market indices. And then we understood the indices of Indian stock exchanges. So Unit 1 was a completely theoretical unit. But to solve the problems, this unit was a very fundamental unit. That means we need to understand the concepts very strong. Then in Unit 2, we discussed about the risk and return concepts. So basically we understood the different types of risk, right? That is the systematic risk and unsystematic risk. Then we even solved the problems, that is calculation of risk and returns, that is individual security. Then even we solved the problems when it comes to the calculation of portfolio risk and return. So this unit comprised of both theoretical concepts as well as the problems related to risk and return. Then in Unit 3, what we discussed, valuation of securities. So majorly we understood the bond features. Then we even discussed about the types of bonds, then the determinants of interest rates. Then we understood the bond theorems. Then finally, we solved the problems related to equity shares, that is, dividend valuation models, wherein we understood about the various, models, like starting from single period growth valuation. Then we understood about the two-stage growth model, multi-stage growth model, then three-phase growth model, then constant growth model. So some of the models also we understood and we solved the problems to calculate the price of a equity share. In today's class, after having all those kind of concepts, we will today understand, the macroeconomic and industry analysis. That is Unit 4, which is again a completely theoretical unit. So here we'll understand basically, students, so why this fundamental analysis should be done and why this technical analysis should be done, right? So what is the major difference between the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis? So wherein we will be understanding the various, technical analysis concept. Then we'll understand the charts, or how to, what do you mean the various types of charts which we'll be using in technical analysis. Then trend lines, then moving averages, and then ROC, RSI, and market indicators. Okay. So we will basically, as mentioned in the syllabus book, it's a theoretical unit. So we'll try to understand in depth about the various concepts involved in fundamental and technical analysis. Okay, students, am I audible to everyone? Shall I start the unit 4 session? Can anyone say yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So
okay.
some students are waiting outside, sir.
No, it's already auto admit. 1 minute wait.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Some are still joining. It is auto admit, but in spite of that, sometimes what happens is our involvement will be so much that even system will understand, okay, will not interrupt the class. Okay. Okay, I think Ranjit, can we start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me ask the first question to the volunteers. Students, what do you understand by fundamental analysis? Anything you want to tell from your point of view? What do you understand by fundamental analysis? So all of you understood by this time that, sir, investment is concerned, sir, it is for long-term point of view, correct? I invest today in some good company, and after a couple of years, I get some decent returns, and I can withdraw my amount. So that is investment. Whereas trading is concerned, it is for very short term. That is also called as intraday, correct? I buy today and I sell today. For example, students, all of you, please see my screen here. Let me take you to the market. Once again, I'll explain you the delivery buying as well as intraday. See, what is this NSE? Nifty 50. That means it consists of how many companies? Can anybody tell me? Nifty consists of how many companies? It comprises of how many companies? It's a benchmark of how many companies? Hello, students.
50, sir.
Yeah, 50, right? So Nifty consists of top 50 companies in terms of market capitalization. So all of you by this time know the meaning of market capitalization, right? It is number of equity shares multiplied by current market price. Now today, students, see here Tata Motors. I'll open the script Tata Motors. Now, what is the current market price of Tata Motors, students? What you are seeing on the screen? Can anyone tell me?
136.70.
136.70.
136.70. That means in order to purchase one share of Tata Motors, I need to pay how much? 136.70. Correct? Now let me open and ask you one more question. Eicher Motors. Now students, what is the price of this?
So 2171.40.
That means in order to purchase one share of Eicher Motors, I need to pay how much? 2171.40. Now last company I'll show you, then I'll explain you. How much is this?
63,177.95.
Now, students, 1 minute, wait. Few more students are still, I don't know what is the time since MBA students you are very late. You should be on time. Yeah, please be on time, students. Otherwise, whatever I was explaining, no, you will not understand. Okay. Now, you people saw 3 companies now, right? The last company which I am showing you is MRF. That is how much? 63,177.95. That means if I purchase 10 shares of MRF at 63,177.95, how much I need to pay to the broker? 6,31,779. Correct? All of you agree with me? Only 10 shares I need to purchase of MRF means 6,31,779. Now, let me go to the chart of this MRF and I'll show you what has happened with MRF. So basically, I'm explaining you students the concept of investment and trading, okay? When I ask you this question, please observe now the charting carefully. Okay, see here students. It opened at this level. You can see here, all of you. 62,250 was the opening. Then it was an upward trend, right? This we call it as trend in simple terms. It moved to this level, that is 62,740. Correct? Then it came down and it moved to this level. So every time, if you can see students, it is touching new high. Correct? See, it started from 62,250. Now, it is still going up, see students, 850 rupee up per share. Now, what I want to tell all of you is, if I would have purchased MRF share, 10 shares at 62,250, that was today's opening. All of you are with me? Right? Multiplied by 10. So, my initial investment in the day opening was 6,22,500. All of you are with me? Can anyone tell me yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. So opening was what then? See here, 62,250. That means my initial investment was how much? 6,22,500. Now I am explaining you today's intraday. Okay. So the share price went up, it went up, it went up, it went up. You can see the graph over there. So what is today's high here? 63,180. So 63,180 minus 62,250. Why minus? Because I had purchased at 62,250. Just for example, I'm telling you. Then today's high is how much? 63,180. So how much I'm making profit, students, per share? My total quantity is 10. So I'm explaining you once again. I have purchased at 62,250, which is the day open. And I am selling at 63,180. That is day's high. I have 10 quantity shares in my intraday. Now I'm taking a position of intraday. So how much profit I'm making per share? How do I calculate? 63,180 minus 62,250. How much?
930.
Very good. Per share I'm making a profit of 930 rupee. All of you agree with me? Now multiplied by how much quantity I had purchased in the morning?
10, sir.
10. Very good. See, today now the time is 10:18 a.m. 9:30 I have purchased. How much profit I am making now? In a span of 40 minutes? 9,300 rupee. Correct? I entered here. I am selling at 63,180. So I have taken my intraday position here, 62,250. And I'm selling my 10 shares at day high, that is 63,180. So per share, I'm making a profit. How much, students? 930 multiplied by how much quantity I have purchased? 10. So how much profit I'm making now within 40 minutes? 9,300. Correct? Suppose if I had 100 quantity, then 93,000. Suppose I had 1,000 quantity, then how much? 9,30,000. So within a span of 40 minutes, I am making a profit of 9,30,000 if I had purchased at the day opening of MRF. That is at 62,250. If I would have purchased 1,000 shares of MRF, and if at day's high, if I would have sold all my quantity, that is 63,180 at the price of 63,180, the profit what I would have made is 9,30,000. This is called as my intraday profit. Students, did you understand till here? Intraday profit. That means
Yes,
buying
sir.
and selling on the same day and booking my profit is called as intraday profit. Till here, everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Acha. Now, let me take one of the today's top losers. This was about what I told you, intraday profit, students. If the quantity increases, my intraday profit also increases. Let me see today's top loser. Who is the top loser for the day? Now, what I'm explaining you now is intraday, because for intraday, normally we use technical analysis. We go for charting. We predict the stock price on a minute basis or on a 5-minute basis or on a 10-minute basis. Now, let me see who are the top losers for the day. Okay. We have Shobha Developers. Okay. Other than that, Shobha Developers, Apollo Hospital. Okay. Let me plot the graph of Apollo. All of you see here Apollo Hospital. I'm typing here Apollo Hospital. Okay, Apollo. Yeah. Now see here, students. What is the price? Can anyone tell me? I want everyone to be very active. Huh? What is the price?
2059.
2059.00.
Okay. Now 2059, you only told me how much it is down? 42 rupee, right? 42 rupees 70 paise. It is down. Correct? Now let me plot the graph here. What is the name of the company? Apollo Hospital. Let me go for intraday charting. Okay, see here, students, all of you. What was the price here? 2,101. See my cursor over there? See, every time what is happening? It is touching the new low. It is touching the low. See, 2085. Please observe, see my screen here. Then after that, there is no support here. It went up and again there is a selling pressure. Bears are attacking Apollo Hospital. It came to 2083. Then again it went here. Then again there is no support here. It is pushing. Bears are pushing. There is more selling pressure here. It came down to 2076. See, you can from here, now presently it is at 2060. Correct? So opening was 2098 and presently it is at 2059. Is it down by 42 points. Now if someone had taken a position at 2098, students, please see the scenario here. This is the second case what I'm explaining you. If someone had taken a buy position for intraday buy position, let me be very clear now. Intraday buy position at 2098, for my example, I'll take 1,000 shares. That is, my total investment would be how much? 20,98,200. Correct? 1,000 shares. Now, presently it is how much? 2059. So what was the intraday loss? 39 rupee multiplied by the quantity is 1,000. That is, by this time, I would have incurred my intraday loss of how much? 40,000 rupee. You only calculate. Opening, I had purchased 1,000. And presently now it is 2059. It is down by 42 rupee. Right? So from opening to now, the current market price is concerned. So it is down by 42 rupees. So 42 multiplied by 1,000 is how much? 42,000. So this is called as intraday loss. So what I mean to say you, all of you, is if you take your position on a daily basis, that is a buy position on a daily basis, both the sides can happen. You can either book your you can either make profits or you can incur losses. And remember, students, whenever I am taking my position for intraday, I am repeating once again, whenever the traders are taking the position for intraday, they normally use technical charting. Okay, there are a lot of tools which are available, advanced tools are available. Nowadays they are using algo trading, or they use artificial intelligence, machine learning. That means the system will decide what to buy, what to sell. Okay, so all pre-written algorithms will be written already. So based on there are numerous factors which the system will consider before taking a call. Okay, you don't go in depth of that, but what you understood basically, students, for intraday normally we use technical charting. Now let me explain you the fundamental. See, the same company MRF, what I'll do is I'll go for history now, history of this MRF. Or I'll go better for my example for all of you. I'll use this company, share price. Now I will explain you the magic of investment, students. I'm using the word called as magic. Why? Because see, you will only tell me after seeing this particular graph. See here, all of you. Page Industries. Now today it is trading at how much? 20,774.5. Right, all of you? 20,774.5. That means in order to purchase one share of Page Industries, you need to pay 20,774.5. Now what I'm explaining you is, I'll explain the concept of fundamental analysis, or I will explain the concept of investment. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll go for a 5-year graph. I'll go for a maximum graph. Now see the magic here, students. I told you. See, all of you, at 2009, 26th December, what you are seeing, 2008, what is the price? Can anyone tell me? In your
329.55.
So in order to purchase one share of Page Industries in 2008, way back in 2008, so you need to pay how much? 329.55. Now students, at that time, if I would have invested, I'm using the word called as invested, okay? If I had, say for example, 1,000 shares at 329.55, my total investment was how much, students? 3,29,550. That is in the year 2008. If I had purchased 1,000 shares and kept it in my Demat account, okay, my total investment in Page Industries to accumulate 1,000 shares was 3,29,550. Correct? So how much shares I have in my Demat account now? 1,000 shares of Page Industries. Now what happened? I kept it as an investment. I had invested, so I kept it like that. Now see here, all of you see here, in 2011 it went to 1,479. There is an upward trend. I'm using the word called as upward trend. Okay. In 2013 it went to 3,232. Right. Again, it did not stop here. See the magic here. It went. 2015 January, it went to 11,893. That means you had purchased at what price? You had purchased at 329. Remember, per share. Now it did not stop here. It went here. It went to 15,000. 2016. Again, since you are an investor, you have invested. It went here. The company is fundamentally very strong. It went here. See, it touched its lifetime high. That was 34,011. That means, students, exactly 10 years. If you had purchased 1,000 shares of this company, that is Page Industries, by paying just 3,29,000, let me tell you the profit, how much you have made here. So 329 per share, you made a profit of 34,000 multiplied by how much quantity you have? 1,000. That means your total profit as on today for 10 years, 3 crore 40 lakhs. I'm not bluffing. You can only calculate. In 10 years,
Yes, sir.
you would have made a profit of 3 crore 40 lakhs. What was your investment, students? Your investment was only 3.5 lakh in the year 2008. This is what is magic. All of you agree now? This is investment. This is the power of investment. This is called as power of compounding. So some of the investment wizards say The eighth wonder of the world is called as power of compounding. And see the returns here, investment is concerned. So investment over a period, if you accumulate good stocks in your portfolio, you will be getting such a beautiful returns. Okay. So in this module, that is in unit 4, basically we will try to understand the fundamental analysis and the technical analysis. Okay. Last magic I'll show you, and then I'll go to the module now, so that I'll make you very strong the concept of your students. Now let me go for the maximum. Let me go for 1999, or not even 1999. I'll go for 2002. If your dad or if your grandfather had invested, purchased 1,000 shares of MRF in the year somewhere around 11th January 2002. Okay. 11th January 2002, if he would have invested 7 lakh rupee, you only calculate, students, 703 was the market price at that time, multiplied by 1000. So what was the total investment at that time? 7 lakh 3,000, right? So how much quantity you have purchased? 1,000. Now, you see the magic now. 1 minute, students. One minute. I'm in a call. Okay. Now, let me continue this. What was my total investment? 7 lakh rupee, right? When it was in 2002. Now, in 2002, you had invested 7 lakh rupee, and since you are an investor, a long-term investor, you kept your shares in your demat account safely. Now the share price started moving. In 2008, it went to 4,660 rupee. And then after that, the rally continued. See here, in 2014, it went up to 12,893 because the sales of the MRF went up. The share came into demand. A lot of people started investing in MRF, but they started investing at this time. But you have invested at what? In 2002 only you have invested. Your total investment was how much? 7 lakh rupee, right? So the share price it did not stop here. It went up, it went up, it went up. Since you are a very long-term investor, you kept quiet watching that. Okay. It went up, students. It went up, it went up, it went up. Now, let me take the highest point here. Okay, let me consider this point. Exactly 6th April 2018, you can see the price over there. That touched how much? 70. Okay, let me consider this point only. So per share, 703 I had purchased. So I am getting 74,000. How much quantity I had? 1,000, right? So what was my total investment, students? My total investment in 2002 was how much? 7 lakh rupee. But in 2018, the share price went to 74,206. And my total portfolio value, the valuation of my portfolio, it came to somewhere around 7 crore 50 lakhs. 7 lakh invested in 2002 became 7 crore, right? So this is what we call it as investment, the power of investment. But investment are concerned in this unit 4, we will be studying before investing in such companies. Before investing in such companies, we need to identify these companies first. All these companies we need to identify, and what are the parameters we need to see in a company before investing. So that is what we will understand in unit 4. Let me take you to the unit now. Okay. Now, first we will try to understand the macroeconomic and industry analysis.
Hello,
Now,
sir.
economic analysis is a process.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, tell me. Who is
Can I
this?
tell how the This is Prashant, sir.
Yeah, Prashant, tell me.
Can I tell how the fundamental analysis should be done?
You want to tell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell.
Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, Prashant, good morning.
Sir, when it comes to fundamental analysis, there we need to study the main three parts. One is economic analysis, industry analysis, company analysis.
Okay. See here, Prashant, you can see the screen.
Yes, sir.
This entire unit is concerned, we will be understanding what should be done, what is this fundamental analysis and what is this technical analysis. We will try to understand how to select a stock basically. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in detail, we will try to understand the fundamental analysis as well as technical analysis. In this entire unit is very interesting, students. Oh, very good, Prashant. Very good. Prashant, you have something in your portfolio?
Yes, sir.
What do you have in your portfolio?
ITC, sir.
ITC is a super long-term player. Super long-term
Yes,
player.
sir.
Very good. It belongs
sir.
to which
I
sector,
kept it
students?
for a
It
long
belongs to FMCG, right?
Yes, sir.
Then let me see the ITC graph only then. All of you see your ITC. Prashant, this should be in your portfolio for the next couple of years also. There are other companies also, but I cannot reveal all those since everything will be monitored.
Yes, sir.
There are other companies next 10 years or next 20 years, it will become like MRF or next Page Industries. So as a student, next year when you start earning, if you keep on accumulating these shares, you can retire at the age of 40. That is the returns what you will be getting from some of the stocks, but due to some of the limitations, I cannot reveal the company name. But see, your ITC is concerned. 2002, all of you can see, 16 rupee. But ITC is known for one thing, students. There is a disturbance there. Kindly mute your audio, all of you. Okay, ITC is known for the dividends. ITC is known for the bonus. ITC is known for the profit sharing with all its shareholders. So ITC is a Indian multinational company headquartered in Kolkata, established in 1910 as the Imperial Tobacco Company of India Limited. Correct? So very good company. You can hold it, Prashant. So any other student want to express from his point of view any other point, or shall I start the session? Good.
Sir,
Okay.
there are two types of analysis. One is top down and bottom down. How the top down is?
No, macro analysis and industry analysis. The intrinsic value of an equity share depends on a multitude of factors. The earnings of the company, the growth rate, and the risk exposure of the company have a direct bearing on the price of the share. So these factors in turn rely on the host of other factors like economic environment in which they function, the industry they belong to, and finally the company's own performance. The fundamental school of thought applies the intrinsic value of shares through economic analysis, industrial analysis, and company analysis. Just now what Prashant told, that is EIC framework, what we call. Please remember this term. EIC, that is economy, industry, and company. That means, students, before investing in a market, first thing what you have to understand is economy of a nation. So you have to consider the 11 years growth of a particular nation, the economy of a nation, right? So economic condition of a nation should be incremental. There should be a lot of opportunities for each and every sector, what you are seeing for the next 10 to 15 years. Then after that, industry analysis. That means the sectoral analysis should be there. You need to invest in a sector so which will be having some multifold growth rate over the next couple of years. See, for example, students, if someone had invested a good amount of money in IT sector in the year 1995, 1996, by 2007, you would have made huge profits, because complete IT sector, that was the time period, right? Especially the stocks like Infosys, TCS, Wipro, they have given beautiful returns for the investors. So, an investor should always consider the sector in which he's investing, because since he's a long-term player in the market, today if I invest, say for example, 3 lakh or 5 lakh rupee in a particular sector, next 10 years is concerned, what will be the growth rate of that sector, right? So that is the industry is concerned. Next, company analysis. See, company is very, very important. This analysis is concerned, we should be understanding the background of the company. We should understand the background of the board of directors. We should understand the background of the chairman. We should clearly understand the vision, mission, policies of the company. And we should even understand how much percentage of stake is involved. The company promoters, how much percentage of stakes are involved. So whether that particular company person or a CEO of the company, whether he is involved directly in the operations of the organization. So we have to understand all this. Okay. So what economic analysis means, students? Economic analysis is a process whereby the strengths and weakness of an economy are analyzed. So when the level of economic activity is low, stock prices are low, and when the level of economic activity is high, the stock prices are very high, reflecting the prosperous outlook for sales and profit of the firm. So basically, this fundamental analysis is concerned, we have EIC framework. Just now I mentioned, right? That is economy of a nation, then industry and company analysis. So first we'll understand the concept of fundamental analysis. So fundamental analyst, what he will do is, he will assess the fair market value of the equity shares by examining the assets, earning prospects, cash flow projections, and dividend potential. So fundamental analysts differ from technical analysts, who essentially rely on the price and volume trends and other market indicators to identify the trading opportunities. So fundamental analysis is the process of looking at a business at the basic or fundamental financial level. So this type of analysis examines the key ratios of a business to determine its financial health and gives an idea of the value of stock. Correct? So many investors use fundamental analysis alone or in combination with other tools to evaluate the stocks for investment purposes. The goal is to determine the current worth and, more importantly, students, how the market values the stock. Fundamental analysis has a logical progression from the general to the specific. So basically, the fundamental analyst students, he will be checking the complete information about the organization. He will be checking the complete profit and loss accounts, the balance sheet of the organization. If a company is manufacturing, if the company is into manufacturing unit, he will be physically going and checking whether whatever they have mentioned in the books, whether physically is it available over there. So all these parameters he will be checking thoroughly in case of fundamental analysis. And then we'll understand the objectives of fundamental analysis. See, fundamental analysis is performed on the historical as well as the present data. But with the goal of making financial forecast, there are several possible objectives of fundamental analysis. So the first objective could be to conduct a company's stock valuation and predict its probable price evolution. Then to make a projection on its business performance. Then to evaluate its management and make internal business decisions. Then to calculate its credit risk. To screen and categorize stocks and other financial assets in terms of investment quality and expected return. Okay, one thing I want to tell you, students. Now let me take one more example here. I think those who are in the market, they will understand this. DMart. DMart is listed as what? Avenue Supermarket, right? See there, Avenue Supermarket. Now this company is concerned, all of you have heard of this company, right? Who is the founder of this DMart? Can anyone tell me? Hello, students. Mr. Radhakishan?
Radhakishan Damani.
Now, what they do is the strategy, what DMart is there. I'm telling you from the fundamental point of view. What they do is their business is what? Cash and carry, right? Will they give credit to any of you? You pay me later after 6 months or you pay me after 1 year. Will they say? No, right?
No,
The
sir.
moment you pick a product, you go to the bill counter and you will pay to them immediately. Correct? In the same way, what they do is they purchase from various vendors and they try to minimize the credit period. That means they try to do cash and carry business. So from the vendors also that they get the products, they pay it immediately, and when they pay it immediately, they will be offered a discounts, and the same discounts will be passed on to the consumers. Right? So it's a tough, very tough competition which is happening in the market today. Between two big giants, that is Avenue Supermarket as well as which one? Reliance Retail, right? So what this DMart has used the strategy is, so whatever the discounts they are getting from the vendors, the same discount they are passing to the consumers. So what they're doing, they're capturing the complete market. So this company is concerned, if you see their balance sheet or if you see their financial condition, you should always select a company which is debt free. Please understand the criteria. I am doing a fundamental analysis. So you should always select a company which is debt free. Because if you take a loan, then what happens is your profits, whatever you will be getting, will be adjusted towards your loan repayment, right? So it will hamper your profits. Then you are only struggling to clear off your loan. Then what you will be paying to your shareholders? So what dividend you will be paying to your shareholders? What profit you are passing to your shareholders? Correct? So what I mean to say is, you should always select a company which is debt free. So some of the objectives of fundamental analyst is also something like this: to conduct a company stock valuation and predict its probable price evolution, to make a projection on its business performance, to evaluate its management and make internal business decision, to calculate its credit risk, to screen and categorize stocks and other financial assets in terms of investment quality and expected return. Students, for your understanding, I want to tell you, there are more than 6,500 companies which are listed. Please understand this, 6,500 companies which are listed. So if you just go to find a debt-free company, it will be less than 150. Right? So such a root level you need to go for fundamental analysis if you are a long-term investor. Right? I cannot reveal all the companies' name because everything is recorded. So when you come here physically, I'll be telling you with the example. Okay. Then strength of fundamental analysis. Now, what are the strength of fundamental analysis? Especially the people who are interested in long-term investment. So they go for fundamental analysis. So what are the strength of fundamental analysis, students? Hidden gems. That means it is very useful in discovering the stocks that may not be well known, popular, or favorite of traders. See, I showed you an example called as Page Industries. In the year it was 2008, it was somewhere around 300 level, right? But some of the investors had identified that the next 10 years is concerned, it might touch 10,000 or 15,000 level. So if someone had accumulated those shares, 10,000 shares of Page Industries, if slowly they would have accumulated from 2008 to 2009-10, so today they were making huge profits. So how they would have identified? By the help of this fundamental analysis. So you can easily identify the hidden gems in the market. So as I mentioned to you, 6,500 companies are there, right? So it's your duty, since you are an investor, it's your hard-earned money. So you need to identify that hidden gem. You need to study their balance sheet, whether year on year, whether their revenues are increasing, whether their profits are increasing, whether there is a drastic change in the management which is happening. So whether there are any unethical things what they have done in the history. So compared to coming to the board of directors or the senior members or the senior management members in the company, whether they're involved in some scam or something like that, we have to understand in detail when we are doing the fundamental analysis. Then the second strength of fundamental analysis should be long-term trends. See, fundamental analysis is also useful for identifying the long-term trends, including the multi-year and multi-decade trends, and even the capitalizing on them. See, these kind of stocks, just now what I showed you, that is Page Industries or Eicher Motors or MRF, or there are other companies also. So they are called as multi-bagger students. That means if you hold them for the next 10 years, so your returns will be 100 times or 1,000 times you will be getting the returns. So classic, one more example, one last example I'll show you, which is of, all of you know this company also, Maruti. Maruti was a classic example, right? See, all of you, can anyone tell me what is the current market price of Maruti today?
6,998.
998.
6,998, right? So if I go for max and plot it, see here, students. 11th July 2003, it was per share, it was 173 rupee 0.35 paise. Then slowly the rally started. A fundamental analyst might have purchased somewhere here, because he has seen that Maruti is concerned, year on year, the revenue was increasing. Then the sales, slowly the profits were increasing. So he might have accumulated the shares here, right? Then slowly it started. See, 2006 to 2009, there was no much movement here. A fundamental analyst should be having a lot of patience, because he believes that it will take more than 10 years for a company to become a multi-bagger, to give returns in a fantastic way. So he will wait. He knows. So during this phase, what he will do, he will keep on accumulating the shares of Maruti. Because see, 1,000 rupee means every month he could have purchased 10 shares, 1 lakh rupee. Then slowly the rally started. All of you, 2012 tak udhar hi tha. Then 2015 ke baad slowly it became double. Then again there was a dip here in 1st April 2016. Then again rally started. It went to 5,000 level, that is in 2016. It again went to the high of how much? 9,433.85 in Jan 2018. Correct? So this is how a fundamental analyst will be seeing. He will accumulate. What he will do here in this particular phase, it is an accumulation phase. He will be keep on accumulating in his demat account. There is one more company, students, you will be Honeywell Automation. So these prices, why I'm showing you the live prices is it is in front of you, right? See, per share, it is 29,783. If I go and plot max, a fundamental analyst, he will slowly observe the share price here. Okay, there is a movement here. He will keep on accumulating the share. 2001, it was 125.75 per share. See, there is a slow movement which is happening. He will accumulate here. Okay, there's an accumulate here. 2006, it was 1692 per share. Then 2008 also, there's no much movement which happened. It came to 2170. Okay, he can accumulate here n number of shares. Some people have 5,000, 10,000 shares. They have accumulated here. They know that next 10 years it's concerned, it will give fantastic returns. It went here. Now the rally started somewhere in 2014. The magic started. See, 2014, it started from 5,222. It touched here, okay, 9,322.30 in 2015. Then it again went. November 2017, 17,268 per share. Okay. Then see here, it went and touched its high. 34,000 also it has touched, students, February 2020, before this COVID. See if you can see what exactly you can see here. It has a upward trend line is there, right? An upward trend line is there. So probably from this level, if it crosses this level, that is to how much, 34,710, it might still go further. Okay, so you have to carefully see once 11 years balance sheet of this particular company study, whether year on year there is an incremental change, positive change. Clear? Now, then what we are understanding, the strength of fundamental analysis. The first one was we can identify the hidden gems. The second one was long-term trends. The third one was the solid foundation. That means, this type of analysis is reliant on thorough understanding the business and the business model. The fundamental analyst does not invest in a stock because it is the flavor of the day. Rather, because it has the right underlying business model, provides value for the money. A high margin of safety, indications of continued robust performance or potential for high growth of the business. It will give all of us a solid foundation that the company is fundamentally very, very, very strong. Then the last point would be understanding of underlying business model. See, it also helps in understanding the underlying business and business models. So what we understood today, students, fundamental analysis, the concept of FA, the objectives of fundamental analysis, the strength of fundamental. The last one is concerned, that is EIC framework. Already, please understand this concept: economy, industry, and company. Okay. So fundamental analysts use a three-tier approach to analyze the earnings prospectus of a firm. That is, to determine the expected dividends and the estimate future stock prices. They recognize that the performance of a firm depend on its own efforts and characteristics, the structure and performance of the industry to which it belongs, and the general macroeconomic conditions. This is known as the economy, the industry, company approach, also called as EIC framework. Okay. Now, what we have understood, students, we have understood the macroeconomic analysis, right? That is, economic analysis is a process whereby the strength and weakness of an economy are analyzed. So economic analysis is important in order to understand the exact condition of an economy. Correct? So it can cover a number of important economic issues that keep cropping up within a particular economy which is being analyzed. Now, I think some of you have a query. Sir, will global economy has got an impact of our nation's economy? Yeah, global economy. That means now US presidential elections are coming. So how it will have a direct impact on Indian economy or the Indian stock market? Now we'll understand the global economy, students. See, global economic analysis is a macro level study of all the economies of the world taken as a whole. See, globalization has helped the world economy become more integrated and homogenized with the free movement of goods and services, right? So its objective is to unify the prices of commodities and the wages worldwide. So global economic analysis tends to project a skewed picture of the economic development experienced by the world in general. So a top-down analysis of a firm's prospects start with the global economy. Now, next we will understand the industry analysis. So I will stop here today, students. In the next class, I'll go for industry analysis. So till now, whatever we have studied, all of you have understood, or any query you have, you can ask me. So basically what we understood today, students, we understood fundamental analysis. Now let me ask one question to the student. Yeah. Can anyone tell me, normally the trader use fundamental analysis or an investor will go for fundamental analysis?
An investor.
Investor.
Who told trader? Very good. Who told trader? Someone told trader, right? Stephen.
Yes, sir.
Stephen, normally the trader, that is the intraday trader, a short-term buyer and seller, he will go for technical analysis because he's not bothered about the long-term investment, right? So why he will study the background of the company or why he will analyze the EIC framework? He is only interested in short-term money making, correct? So what he will do is he will only plot the graph and understand the support and the resistance level of a stock. And based on that, he will buy and sell on the same day and he'll make profit, right? Whereas an investor is concerned, he will purchase today and hold it in his demat account for the next 10 years or more than that. For him, fundamental analysis is very, very, very important. Right, students? So always an investor will study or an investor will go through the fundamental analysis, whereas a trader will use the technical charting. Clear? Any student has got any query here? Whatever concepts we have understood today? Okay, so thank you so much for your patience listening, students. Happy weekend to all of you. Happy Friday once again. Bye-bye and take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.